Good morning and welcome to Waking Up with Don. This morning we're waking up with Biff Hunt at Neju Boarding and Grooming out here in Callaway. Biff, it's quite a place. The first thing that struck me about coming into a boarding and grooming place is the smell. It smells so clean in here.
Thank you.
I mean, this is also, don't you call it like the fun place for your dogs? Is that it?
The fun place for your pets.
For your pets, not just dogs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what do you do here with the dogs besides just board them and groom them, as the name implies?
We do specialize in pet boarding, pet grooming, doggy daycare, and a few of the things that we do differently. The focuses of the business is one, the cleanliness that you're talking about, structured routine on a daily basis. Socialization. We offer an hour of playtime in our 5-acre dog park during any service. So if a pet comes in and they are boarding with us for a weekend or an extended stay, they can have an hour of playtime in the dog park. They can incorporate daycare into their boarding stay.
Ah. So you have all kinds of fun stuff for the dogs. And I also notice you have a little treats here. Not only is it a fun place, I mean, pig snouts for everybody when you go to Neju. We have to run off to a break. But on the other side of that, maybe you can show me around and see what the dogs are doing now.
Absolutely.
You're watching Waking Up with Don, and now we're going to your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm, westpittmanlawfirm.com. Biff, I was really impressed with the grooming area back there. That looks like a human-sized tub that you put these dogs in.
Absolutely. We did buy just regular tubs from Lowe's and had them raised up to bathe dogs. We had an idea of what we wanted to put in place, and basically we specialize in pet grooming, any size, any style, any breed. You can have anything from a breed standard groom to custom. If somebody comes in and wants a custom style, we can do anything. We have 4 pet groomers, and the groomers that we have over 100 years combined Neju grooming experience.
And again, it's like that old saying, it's like, oh, it smells like a wet dog. I didn't smell a wet dog in there. That clean smell is throughout this place everywhere we go.
Right, and there's, on a slow day we'll have 30 to 40 grooms, and on a busy day 50 to 75 that go through that room every day.
You wouldn't know it.
Right.
You wouldn't know it from the cleanliness of the place. Now what's this area here, Biff? What's this all about?
This is actually a geriatric area. We've been in business for 40 years, so over the years we're in some people's 2nd, 3rd, 4th generation of pets. And as they age, or if they create health issues, heart conditions, things like that, we had to create a special place that was quote unquote quieter for them, and would give them a special area that they could be in. If they, whether they're 18 years old or 5 years old and have a heart condition, we had to create a space that was special for them. It doesn't really change the type of care, it just creates a quieter environment.
So any dog can come here, and even if you have a quote unquote a special needs dog, I guess,
absolutely,
you can accommodate them as well.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look back here. It's kind of interesting to see what's going on back. Let's take a look. I'm taking my coffee too.
Yeah, and here we have the dog boarding facility.
Yeah, and as the name implies, this is where the dogs spend most of their time, or where they sleep at night?
They can spend just a little time, or they can spend a lot of time. It depends on what kind of activity packages the parents incorporate to the stay. Our guys can actually do daycare during the day, so they can be in social group during the day all day. Then they're only really spending their nights inside in the air conditioning. And they can also incorporate the hour of playtime in the dog park. Our focus in our facility is keeping them on a structured routine. So what they experience Monday through Friday is the same thing they experience on Saturday, Sunday, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, so that it builds a route structure for the pet, so that they can anticipate what's going to happen from day to day.
And that kind of makes them happy when they know what the expectation is.
Absolutely.
And they know what to expect, then everybody's happy.
Absolutely. There's only one real change when you take your pet from your home to a boarding facility like this, and that's just the initial adjustment. And then the facility that you choose has to keep them physically and mentally active to take their mind off of the change. It stimulates appetite. They go to the bathroom regularly. All the things that people worry about, if you incorporate the social fun things, it's like sending a kid to summer camp. You wouldn't say just stay in the cabin the whole time. You want them to get out and have some fun, and that's what we're creating here.
So maybe you can show me where the dogs have all this fun.
Sure,
Yeah,
absolutely.
let's take a look. Biff, before we head outside, I noticed you have these things hanging on every crate here. Is this how you keep it all straight?
Yeah, actually, this is actually a run card. This gives us all the necessary information for each pet. Feeding, medications if the parents bring meds, if they go to the dog park, if they're having grooming done. It gives us the ability to tailor each individual pet to what their parents want to have done. It'll be on our schedule, but if they want to bring a certain food, a certain bed, a certain whatever the case may be, When it's time to do feeding or give medications or go to the dog park, we actually print a report from the computer for each individual job that tells us the details for every pet. And as the shift leader, which is the manager on duty, they provide all the primary care. They're initialing on the right saying they provided each job, and then all those reports are scanned back into the computer. So if you come in to pick up and you say, you know, how'd my pet eat on Tuesday, we can actually print the report and show you who fed, if there are any problems, because we notate all necessary things on the sheet. Behavioral issues in the dog park, feeding concerns, and just general notes in general, so that even if you pick up from boarding today and come back in 6 months, we may remember your pet, but it gives us the ability to look at details from the previous day if we have a question.
Well, that's great. So you know, all of the owner's wishes are pretty much on here and in your system.
Absolutely.
So when that pet comes back, here's what you wanted last time. Everything's still good to go. I guess you go over it one more time, and then you're
and
off
they can
to the
update
races.
and change as it goes. I mean, some pets are on different foods, some pets change schedules, and we do
Medications and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a wonderful idea. I mean, and I know how people are about their pets, and I know how my wife is about our pet. And
Right.
she's a very pampered little pooch, and it gives you peace of mind to go away on vacation or just for the day or the weekend and know that your dog's being taken well care of.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, people can call and check on their pets. They can go to our Facebook page and actually see pictures of the dogs playing in the dog park. We try to keep in touch with the parents as much as possible. If they call, we'll give them full updates.
The parents, I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's what we are to our pets. You
Yep.
know?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's go take a look outside and see what they're doing out there now.
Okay.
Zenobia Andrews, your business system strategist, and I am delighted to be here in the Max Out Studios bringing you your Max Biz tip for today. Our topic for today is working on yourself. Working on yourself. And for me, it was a long journey in really discovering who I was and what are some of those things and issues and obstacles that I really needed to work on that were hindering me from reaching my goals in life. You know, working on yourself, it's not about how much money you make. It's not about having that corporate career, but it's about true happiness and fulfillment in life. Working on yourself, it involves self-examination. You know, if I was to ask you to give me three words to describe who you are, could you do it? If I were to ask you to give me 3 words, 3 adjectives to describe who you are, could you really answer that question? You see, what I found is that a lot of people really couldn't answer that question because they don't really know who they are. But I'm here to share with you that getting to know who you are and working on yourself, you're going to have to get to a place where you realize that you are the master of your life and that you are the captain of your destiny and that you've got game and that working on yourself, you've got to be able to do that relentlessly forever for the rest of your life. Listen, I'm Zenobia Andrews, your business system strategist, and I am here to support you. If you would like further help, you can reach me at www.zenoviaandrews.com. Listen, if you follow me on social media, I'll follow you back. And let's continue to press towards the max.
Welcome back. It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for our vocal tip of the week from Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios. Pamela, thank
Hi,
you.
Don.
Hi, thanks for coming back on again.
You're welcome. Thank
vocal
you.
tip of the week. I mean, we're excited because every Thursday now we can learn a little something from you, and maybe some budding artists out there can learn something from you as well.
Oh, I'm excited because I've got a lot of information to share.
What are some of the do's and don'ts that we should be aware of for new artists?
For speaking engagements and also singing, I thought that I'd do a little series called the Do's and Don'ts, and we're going to go ahead and do a do. Okay.
What's some of the things we should do for speaking and vocals?
One of the
you know,
things,
people don't think of that. When they think of vocals, they always think of singing. I mean, I don't really think of speaking. And I guess
that's true. But I have people actually come into the studio and we work on that. We work on how to speak in public and how to stay, you know, healthy to do that, because speakers have just as many issues as singers do sometimes. I mean, it can be interesting, you know.
You have to have stage presence. You
You
got to be able
do.
to project. People need to be able to understand you.
Absolutely. And you have to be able to flow. So that's one of the things we work on as well. But one of the do's is to stay hydrated. Okay, we all know we're supposed to drink water, but you know, when you're a vocalist or you're a speaker, you don't want to drink a gallon of water before you go and speak or
That's
sing.
true, because it's going to be a very short speech.
It will be a very short speech for more reasons than one.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest reasons is you don't want to fill your belly full of water and then not be able to get good vocal breath, you know, the kind of breath you need to sing. It's just like eating. If you eat too much and you put all that in your stomach right before you go sing or go speak, well, you've got, you know, you just can't get your breath and you can't get that proper, you know, support that you really need for those things. So
It's almost like preparing for an athletic event.
yes, absolutely. And you know, the thing is to stay hydrated over time and do it properly. You know, the statistics are that you divide your body weight in half and you drink that many ounces of water, you know, throughout the day. And stay hydrated. And if you do that on a daily basis, you're going to be hydrated all the time. So that's a great thing to do. The other thing about water is water's great before you sing, room temperature. Don't drink cold water because
does it do something to your throat?
Yes,
or
it
vocal
does.
cords?
You want to constrict your vocal cords, drink something with ice in it. That's not a good thing to do. Make sure you drink just room temperature water is great. Reverse osmosis preferably. Because reverse osmosis water is so much cleaner and better for you. So those are just some things to do.
So filtered water, is that what you're saying?
Filtered water, yeah. Filtered water is great. The other thing that you can do is if you're feeling a little scratchy and you're feeling a little stressed out about your performance and you feel like you're getting all, you know, you just don't feel good about it and then you feel like you're needing to drink some hot tea, don't drink it with caffeine in it.
Yeah.
Drink
Yeah.
drink decaffeinated tea, okay? Because caffeine is a diuretic and it will dry your vocal cords out. So you don't want to do that because you want to get up there and start choking. You're not constantly having to wet your whistle, so to speak, by having a glass of water there and you're like, oh, excuse me.
Is tea and hot drinks in general good for your throat? I've heard of like tea with lemon would be good for a sore throat. and
It's
things
good,
like that.
of course. It is good. You just don't want to drink caffeinated before you go sing. Now, if you want to drink caffeinated tea, it's fine to drink caffeinated tea. I mean, tea is good for you. It's just not right before you go and sing. You know, you want to.
You know, some of the most stressful things people can do is public speaking
Oh,
or
yes.
performing in public. And those tips are just great to know. Drink coffee,
Absolutely.
drink plenty of water.
Right. Coffee is not your friend on a day that you're going to be speaking in public or singing in public. Drink it after you perform or after you speak. That's just like you don't want to, you know, eat dairy before you go sing because it
Makes
causes,
you kind of phlegmy or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it causes, yeah, it does,
Yeah.
and that's not a good thing to do. Hey, afterwards, go for it. You know, it's great.
Pamela Elliott, thank you so much for giving us that vocal tip of the week, and we look forward to getting another tip from you next week as well.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back. I'm here at Neju Boarding and Grooming, and I'm talking with Biff Hunt about doggy daycare and all the other things that you have going on for our pets here.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the growing services that we have is doggy daycare. Most people, when they think of daycare or boarding or any of those type services, they think it's a temporary on hold. They're going to be carrying on with their day and their pet's going to be put somewhere safe, but not really entertaining and that kind of thing. But the actual method behind our madness is to create an environment where we become an asset to the family, an asset to the pet's life, where they can grow socially, have some fun while they're doing it, and you create a much more well-rounded social pet in the family life as well by incorporating these social things that we have.
So it kind of enriches the dog's life as well.
Absolutely.
It's not just a place to park your animal.
Correct.
It's a place where they'll be entertained, taken care of, they'll be safe and healthy.
Absolutely.
Now, how do you entertain a dog for the day? I'm kind of curious about that.
Well, that's actually an interesting question. You know, going for a brisk walk around the neighborhood or even running the dog beside a bicycle is good, but it's very one-directional. A lot of people do that at the end of a day of work, and they take the dog for a walk to socialize with the dog and also to socialize the pet in the neighborhood. But it can be pretty challenging. I mean, you've had a pet that's been charging their batteries basically all night the night before and all day that day, just kind of chilling out around the house. And then when you come home, they want to express all this happiness. And it can make it very challenging. Two, being around territory all the time and not getting away from the territory to socialize encourages territorial behaviors.
It's very true, because my dog is the king of the household. And then when we go for a walk, she loves to walk. I mean, she just loves to walk the streets. So
absolutely. Here we're actually putting them in groups where, you know, in the beginning, when a pet comes in the first day for doggy daycare, we start them off very slow. They go in a group basically by themselves, between two large groups on either side of them. And once we see them introducing themselves through the fence and building confidence, then we'll take one or two regulars that we can put with them to build confidence even further. They can be a mentor to the new dog.
Really?
Absolutely.
Doggy mentors.
Yes, and once the new dog starts following the lead of the others, you can grow the pack accordingly, and as the confidence builds, you may actually have to graduate that new pet into another group that suits their social needs. You may bring in a puppy that's 8 months old, and a lot of people think, well, we need to put them in a puppy group.
Right.
But actually, a lot of times you have to put them in with an older dog group that's not going to force play on the new puppy, because that can be very overwhelming in a new environment. But as that puppy matures socially, and it can only take 30 minutes, it may take a day and a half, but as the pet matures socially, then their puppy behavior will come out, and then we move them to a puppy group that best suits them. Then they're thinking with other pets that think the same speed, moving the same speed, and where we're very one-directional, these pets are going 5 different directions at once, mentally and physically, and it burns energy and burns calories. It's just good all around.
I'd like to see that in action. Let's take a look.
All right.
Welcome back. We're back here at Naju's 5-acre dog park, and I got to tell you, it's a dog's life back here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
These guys
Absolutely.
look like they're having great fun. You've got a pool or a pond there for them to frolic in.
Yeah.
And so far, I've been struck by the cleanliness, and it was only a matter of time. I had one little dog accident where a dog jumped on me. But other than that, this place is spick and span. It's just amazing. Hey,
Thank
fella.
you. Thank you. Yeah, the park is 5.5 acres, just under 5.5 acres, totally fenced. It's got a 6.5-foot anti-jump fence all the way around. 2 ponds, agility equipment, mounds of sand, and we bring groups here from any department in the facility. If they're boarding with us, grooming, you know, if you want to change your pet's grooming experience and let them have some fun, they can come to Naju and go to the park and play before their grooming, and then have their grooming done.
And get them cleaned off and washed up. They'll have a day. It really is a day at the park. And then you've got some folks here, some trainers who are just keeping the dogs occupied and supervising them and playing with them.
Right. We stay with them the entire time. We will monitor the groups. We throw the balls. We encourage play, referee, and we take pictures with our camera and post them all on our Facebook page every day. So if people are out of town, they can actually refer to the Facebook page.
Oh, really?
Or like us, and they'll receive
posts. So if you're on
posts.
vacation, you could just go on the internet and see your dog at play.
Absolutely, every day.
He or she is up to. During the day.
Through those gates, from January 1st to December 31st, there were 19,700 dogs that went through that gate.
Holy mackerel.
Last year.
Wow.
And that's with repeat business. We have a lot of people that come to daycare 5 days a week, and well over 100,000 photos on Facebook last year.
And you pick up and deliver, which is the best part of all. I saw your doggy van or your shuttle out there. The pet shuttle.
Right.
And so you're going to be picking them up on the beach soon too, aren't you?
Well, yeah, absolutely. We actually do pick up and delivery to Panama City, Lynn Haven, Panama City Beach, but the shuttle business is growing so large and so fast that there's going to be some changes going on. We're actually going to be building a shuttle stop at Panama City Beach at the corner of Thomas Drive and 98 next to the Taco Bell that will give people a place that they can drop off and pick up from, and the shuttle will transport them here for services. So it'll give them the ability to have Naju in their neighborhood, but we can maintain the quality that they expect.
It's like putting your kid on a school bus, isn't that something?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I got to tell you, I'm so impressed with this facility, and the dogs just look like they're having a great time out here. Do you ever pinch yourself and say, "This is my life"?
I actually was just thinking that before we started the interview. I'm looking at the camera when you guys are setting them. I'm thinking, this is absolutely what I always wanted to do. And when I was younger, I didn't even know it. But my parents started this business in 1975. I grew up in the business, and my parents created this great platform. And I'm basically just literally picking up the ball and running with it, and creating new and innovative services with my parents' help, and just taking the extra mile. And it's all for these guys. I'm doing it to be an asset to people's families, where it can be a fun place for their pets. They can go tend to their business or their work, or they can go on vacation, and their pets can come somewhere fun.
I know you work hard, but if you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. And we're
true.
out of time, but thanks so much for showing me everything back here at NAJU.
Yep,
and
you're welcome.
good luck to you and your family with
Thank you.
the new endeavor. And that wraps it up for this time. We'll see you next time.